Now I changed the title. I wonder why that title is still saying that. Yeah, I mean, the title's there. Why isn't the title there? I don't know. There's the title there. Huh. Anyhow, I think I'm live, but it's hard to say. Uh, like, I don't know if I'm live or not, to be honest with you. Why does that say Zoom in there? It says Zoom broadcast. I don't want a Zoom broadcast. I got sniffles. I want to do this live stream, even though I got sniffles. And yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let's put that on. Like, I mean, it says title here is right. I guess I'll wait for some people to hop on to see if I'm actually live or not. Happy freaking Tuesday. Welcome to the world of freaking live streaming. What's going on, family? What do you guys see as a title for this stream? Do you see Ripple XRP News, Raoul Paul's message? Because it's not, that's not what's showing in my thing, man. What the world? I hope it's right. What's going on, Jay Corn, Alex Wright, and Dano? Dano's in the building. Yes, indeed. So I'm hoping this is right. I don't really know, but I'm hoping that it is right. I'm hoping that we got everything good. Because one of the live stream broadcasts said that it said Zoom something or another. I don't want to Zoom anything or another. I don't want to Zoom broadcast, man. I don't want Zoom broadcast. All right, so that looks, well, which is the one that's, there you guys are there. I guess I can get rid of this one and keep this one. Jay Corn says, yes, that's the title. Awesome, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys checking in. Raoul Paul's message to XRP holders. Fair or foul? We're going to get into it. The ads automator thing is not working either. I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. We'll see. We'll see what's good. I appreciate you guys checking in. Uh-oh. This says RIPPL. Like, what the freak? There's no E in there. What's going on, Jay Coin? It says E here. Let me go back here. Someone's saying I didn't spell Ripple right. I appreciate you guys checking in. So I just uploaded the freaking drive time video that I did this morning, for crying out loud. Yep, the title is not right. Let me add that E in here. Here's the E. Let me do the space. Yeah, I did that drive time video, freaking Dano. I did the drive time video this morning. Did the damn doggone thing this morning, and I just uploaded it like half hour ago. Alex Wright says, hey, yo, what up, C's? What's good with you, Alex Wright? Raoul Paul's message to XRP holders. Fair or foul? We're going to get into that. Look, again, I did the video, drive time video yesterday about current administration not even acknowledging. Oh, I did that last night, the recorded video. Hank says, I like that new spelling, just RIPPL. Yeah. So I did a recorded video last night about the Democrats They laid out their little DNC message, their platform message, and not a word or a peep about crypto, digital assets, DLT, BTC, blockchain technology, CBDCs, stable coins, nothing. And yet, there's still a debate in the digital asset space about which side of the aisle. It's alarming. It's alarming. Got some dirty nasty fiat. I don't know if I should add to my position in SUI or take a position in Helium Mobile, the deep in play on Solana. Not sure. We're going to go over the market. You know, it's doing what it does. I mean, my land. Bitcoin was at 58,000, what, 800, 700? And I mean, within 20 minutes, it was back up to 59,000. That's got to tell you something. Let me refresh CoinGecko. We're going to go over these numbers. I mean, that's got to tell you something right there. So I'm going to go over some stuff on X. Then I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions in reference to Raoul Paul's video. A couple of questions. And then we'll kind of go from there. But let's go over these numbers real quick. Oh, by the way, for some reason, I had this very alarming spontaneous runny nose. Like it just happens out of nowhere for no reason. So if you see me doing this, that's why, fam. That's why. Live TV. Thinking live TV. All right, so let's get into this before we get into the X stuff. I appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way, and we're going to discuss Raoul Paul's message to the XRP holder. Fair or foul? We're going to get into it for sure. We're going to run through some of this stuff on X. We're going to run through the numbers and briefly talk about banner bubbles because this will probably speak to Raoul Paul's message. It'll probably speak. All right, so let's do. Yeah, I had to. You know what? I'm gonna. Hold on a second. I was gonna do the live stream without my VPN on, but nah. I'm gonna put my VPN. There it is. BTC. Settings for BTC. All right, we'll refresh. All right, so we got that set. All right, let's get into the numbers real quick. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's one of the greatest ways to support your channel. We always like to have just as many likes on the stream as we have viewers in the stream. That would be super awesome if you guys could do that. We're going to get a banner bubbles as well, but let's first go over these numbers and see what CoinGecko has to say. According to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 1.5% in the last 24 hours. I wonder if this GEMS VIP, is that? No, that's not. Okay. That's not Phantom's new chain called Sonic, is it? I don't think it is. 1.5% in the last 24 hours, and is at 2.18 trillion. 2.18 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is roughly 54%. Bitcoin is trading at $59,061 again. On the 30-day, it's down 13%. Ethereum is trading at $2,578 again. On the 30-day, it's down 27%. Solana is trading at $142 again. On the 30-day, it's down 22% on the 30-day. Interesting. XRP is trading at 59 cents. On the 30-day, it's down 0.5%. Those are the numbers, fam. The market's just kind of doing what it's doing. Solana plays that are kind of doing its thing. Look at my guy. Look at my guy, Taiki. Look at that. $90, $95 is $130. Good for him, man. Good for him. I did not take a position on Aave. Helium, 48% on the 30-day. I think it, yeah. Anyway, that's the mobile, that's the deep in play on Solana that I'm looking at, that I'm considering taking a position on, or do I just add to my SUI position? It's hard to say. So there it is, fam. The market is doing what the market does, just sideways freaking movement. Let's go over the banner bubbles. These are some assets in the top 100 that are outperforming Bitcoin. Top 100 outperforming Bitcoin year to date. We got 3 meme coins here. Dog with hat, 23,000%. 23,000%. Brett, 9,282%. Brett is on base. Whiff is on Solana. Bonk, 28%. 2,800%, I should say. 2,800, 2,800%. Another meme coin on Solana. Mantra is a layer 1. And the Cosmos Eco. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to cover the ones that are outdoing Bitcoin by 100% or more. There are some that are outperforming Bitcoin year to date by 60%, by 70%, by 3%. Like Helium Mobile over here is outdoing Bitcoin year to date by 76%. 76%. SUI is not outdoing Bitcoin right now. I don't see it in the positive. But anyway, let me go over the 100%ers real quick. Let's go over the 100%ers real quick. 100% or more. We covered the 3 meme coins. Pepe is another meme coin on Ethereum, 202%. Floki is another meme coin at 189%. Oh, by the way, I discovered today on Solana, there was one day on Solana that was 17,000 meme coins. 17,000 in a day. 17 ended up surviving with a market cap of 69,000 or more. 69,000. That's it. Out of 17,000 in a day. So the chances of you getting bonk or whiff, I don't know. I think there's a time frame, you know, if a meme coin hits 1,000 in market cap, maybe it has a shot. It seems like that's that threshold. It might even be like 79,000. But in any case, we got 5 meme coins outdoing Bitcoin. Did you get one of them? How's it looking? Did you get one? Pepe on Ethereum. Floki is a meme coin. I don't know what it's on. And then you got Bonk, Whiff, and Brett. Solana is 190% up on Bitcoin year to date. 190% for Solana. Ondu is 109%. This is a question to ask yourself if you might have any of these things that are currently outperforming Bitcoin. My guess, I have no charts to prove such a thing. My guess is that things that are outperforming Bitcoin currently will continue to do so going forward, especially when we have the flipping in the dominance. All right, so Solana 190%. Ondu, RWA play 109%. Arweave, I believe, is an AI play, 128%. Ton, the open network, Telegram's resurgence, 112%. Again, I'm only covering 100% or more. Marinade Solana, which is liquid staking Solana, is 211%. I think I'm going to just continue to stake more of my Solana with Marinade because it is what it is, right? If you hold it long enough, you're going to get a better return on your Solana. Not financial advice. I'm saying that's what I'm going to do. I have some Marinade Solana, but I got Solana just kind of hanging out, not doing nothing. I'm not really sure why. All right, so Marinade Solana, 211%. And again, the question is for you to ponder and ask yourself is if you have any of those that are outdoing by 100% or more. Or just even outdoing Bitcoin. And this is top 100, fam. This is only top 100. I misspoke. I thought it was the top. I thought it was out of all the tokens. It's not. This is the top 100 tokens by market cap and how they fare against Bitcoin. Jasmine, Internet of Things play out in Japan with a bunch of former Solana executives at 161%. And again, I'm only covering 101%. If you want to look at this yourself, you go to banterbubbles.com, banterbubbles.com, and it's free to sign up. And then you go down here to settings. See, I'm not even logged in, right? See, I'm not even logged in. And you change this to BTC. Make sure this currency is BTC, and that's the comparison to Bitcoin. And that's how you can check and see. Let me tap in XRP. Minus 51% on the year compared to Bitcoin. Minus 51%. Let's type in SUI. And the reason why I bring these two up is that's minus 29% year to date versus Bitcoin. If you go to CoinGecko here and you look up SUI lately, there's SUI. It didn't break that range that Raoul Paul was looking to see if it would do a thing. On the year, it says SUI's up 58% on the year. Let's look at the chart. All right. XRP. What's XRP on the year? %10 up on the year. 10% up on the year. There's some people that had XRP since 2013 got 22,000% gain. If you're one of those, if you didn't exit, if you still have it. So there it is. Some food for thought, something to consider and ponder. Let me say hey to some of the people in the chat before I go on to some stuff. Michael Marchese is in the building. What's going on, bro? Daniel says, I got grill marks out here. It's hot as heck. Yeah, bro. 110 in Tejas. 110. Freaking 110. All right, let me see what stuff we want to cover on X real quick. I was looking at Helium on Twitter, just seeing if they were engaged. Raoul Paul put this out. It's an interesting little thing here. I'm starting to formulate a thesis that low float tokens may outperform in a bull market, i.e. the most hated rally in crypto. My thesis is simple. The markets hate low float, high FDV tokens. So they all fall on the initial float, usually by 70%. As the market prices, future unlocks, etc. Most unlocks actually do not see large selling events. Anyhow. However, from that point on, supply is a known. So demand is the most important part of the equation. Something for you to consider, something for you to ponder, I know that a lot of us in the space have realized that the whole idea of getting in on these launches and all that kind of stuff like that from 90-something%, 99% of people is not really beneficial. It's better to wait for it to launch, do its thing in the first, 2, 3, 4 weeks and get better prices. Kind of happens all the time. The only ones who really current model that have a shot to win on a launch are these early investors who get into projects early, in terms of early, not, early investors, the VCs. This is an interesting point, though. He says, however, from that point on, supply is a known event. It's known. So demand is the more important part of the question, of the equation. So demand is the more important part of the equation. If a token shows real demand growth, parentheses, even early stage, either from network activity or speculative interest, then demand will grow faster than supply for now, and number go up. What say you about this thesis? With demand rising across the crypto ecosystem as the bull market phases of crypto summer and crypto fall take hold, in other words, alt season, tokens that are seeing increase in demand but tiny supply due to low floats will be more asymmetric to the upside in a bull market. I see what he's saying. Yeah, I got it. So he's saying now you get the little token events that have all token events happen, okay, blah, 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 right? Some initial people early, but most of the VCs got a 2 or 3 or 4 year thing before they can get their stuff out. So what he's saying is if if SUI has a blockchain and early people are building on it, if there's early demand for the SUI token, yet there's only a few of them out there, right? I mean, the reason why we have a site that has token unlocks is so you can check it, right? But what if the unlock is not until 2026? What if the token unlocks for SUI are not until 2026? What if they're not until December of 2025 or November of 2025? Then the numbers right here, what do they matter? That's what he's suggesting. So these, you know how look, it's only 2.5 circulating out of the 10 billion, right? So what he is suggesting, if there's an ecosystem around Solana, if people want to provide liquidity, if they got some liquidity incentive event, et cetera, and there's demand, whether it be just narratives, the hype around this blockchain, former Facebook people, who knows? If the demand is there and there's still only these many tokens out, that's what it is. And if the rest of these things are going to be coming out gradually, but they don't come out, the rest of this 10 billion, if they don't come out until 2026, what does it matter? I think that's what he's saying here. Let me know if you agree. I think that's what he's saying here. So he says, with demand rising across the creek, in other words, bull run, people coming in with liquidity, right? And they're excited about it. They catch the narrative, they get this word, and they want to get on this thing with this incredible, they hear about this technology, you got people posting about it, blah, 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 right? He's saying, if there's demand, baby. Tokens that are seeing increase in demand, but tiny supply due to low floats will be more asymmetric to the upside in a bull market. This is much like the small emerging markets of old, where entry and exit doors were narrow, but demand would periodically be large. They massively outperform in periods of demand and got crushed when everyone went for the tiny exit door. They massively outperform in periods of demand. So that's one of those situations. Take a position, you get your 5, 6, 7, 8, 15x. I don't know what it is. And then 2026 hits, things will change. But up until that point, I'm just saying, I don't know what the token unlocks. We can check the token unlocked for SUI, as a matter of fact. Remind me in the chat. We'll check it. I'm just curious, what do you guys think about what he's saying here? When the inevitable bear market comes, many of these low float tokens will hugely underperform unless the unlocks are mainly out of the way and demand is robust. He says this doesn't mean any low float token works. It also doesn't mean high FDV doesn't have some informational value. But those tokens that show network of growth and investor interest might well be the best performers over the next 18 months. And everyone will hate it because it goes against the prevailing narrative. Many of these tokens are still highly discounted from the initial launch and thus offer potentially large opportunities. CoinGecko has $1.40. I mean, I don't know. According to the chart. But this says that, okay, but that was in October of 2023. So that was here when it was all-time low. So $1.40, May 2023. I don't know. Something to consider, something to ponder. We'll talk about it. And right now I haven't done, yeah, many of these tokens are still highly discounted from the initial launch and thus offer potential large opportunities. Right now, I haven't done the work to figure out which of these tokens are interesting, and it will also require more data points on true network growth. In a nutshell, everyone hates low flow tokens, so are under-owned, so they don't own them. Because I know for a fact, I've looked at this and I get a little alarmed. I'm like, wait a minute, only 20% of the tokens out or whatever. A lot of people do that. Look at circulating supply and total supply and like, oh, wait a minute, only this certain amounts. Only 20%, only 50% of tokens are out. That's what he's saying. And thus, not a lot of people are owning them, are buying them. But any increase in demand can move them much more than anything else due to the dreaded low float working in your favor. He says, don't overstay your welcome. I will think more on this, but from my experience in TradFi, this is the most likely outcome. He says, let's see. What do you guys think about that? Ian Rivera's in the building. My gosh, what's up, bro? How are you? It's been a minute. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I don't know why this is off. But anyway, focus your live streams and let YouTube assist. I thought I had that on, but anyway, I thought I had it on. What do you guys think about that? Okay, there this is on. It's interesting, Michael Marchese. It's interesting thoughts right there. It really is. All right, let's go on to the next one. Again, 92-page document, 92 pages from the Democratic Party platform document was released today, outlining the Kamala Harris agenda. Not a single mention of crypto. It's alarming to me. I just don't understand. Not a single word. It's amazing. Interesting. Not hearing anything from the Mavericks dude. Not hearing anything from Scaramucci. I mean, is it not right in your face? Is it not right in your face how they feel about your future in the digital asset space, which is anyone saying that this is not the new financial system? Is there anyone out there in the digital asset space that doesn't think this is the new financial system that we're moving into, DLT, tokenization, right? Is there anyone? Yet they don't address it at all. They don't acknowledge it at all. They don't address or acknowledge it at all, Ian Rivera. And it's just people in the digital asset space questioning and wondering who they're going to go for president. It's amazing to me. Not a single mention of crypto, not even a word. After years of hostility, no way to spin it. This feels like spit on the face. Anyway, that's kind of what it is. And then Eleanor Terrett shared with us what the Republicans, the other side of the aisle, had to say. By comparison, here's the GOP party platform that a specific section dedicated to, quote unquote, championing innovation. That includes crypto, AI, and space travel. There's crypto, there's AI. I get it. It's a game, but isn't the other side part of the game? And they decided not to play ball with the digital asset space. I get it. It's a game. I get it. People are trying to get hired, trying to get in position. I get it. But one side of the aisle has decided, that little digital asset holds the sand. That's what it feels like to me, fam. What say you? Here's the dude doing his thing, right? Here's Donald Trump just, doing his thing. I mean, I'm not naive. I understand. But at least there's some form of acknowledgement. And since there's some form of acknowledgement, there's a level of accountability that we can address. We can address it. You said, what are you holding? We got some accountability measures to our local representatives. to hold their feet to the fire and for them to hold his feet to the fire if he gets the nod and the blessing. I don't know. It's alarming the amount of people that are going back and forth about it as if there was a some kind of choice. I mean, I don't know. Ah, I don't understand, right? We say it on the channel all the time, don't we? We said all the channel. We've been saying this for years, 2 or 3 years. Are you willing to put your vote where your generational wealth lies? Are you willing to put your vote where your generational wealth lies? We've been asking that question for years. So this CFA guy, Rajat Sani, says gold passed 2,500 for the first time ever. He says, congrats to Peter on his massive 30% total return over 13 years. Sadly, he underperformed inflation, so this return means absolutely, absolutely nothing. Oh my gosh. All right, so there's that. We got an XRP attorney who responded to Raoul Paul's thing. We're going to get into that too. What is this? Marty Party. Again, I'm checking this dude out. I'm checking his post, seeing if he has, see if it's someone that I might consider his perspectives. I'm searching. I'm doing my research, doing my due diligence on this dude. He says, people, there is no reason for crypto prices moving up or down. The market makers control the price. They have infinite liquidity. Binance, the primary exchange with 90% price dominance, holds 551,000 Bitcoin. Do you understand yet? They are playing games with everyone to shake you out of crypto before they inevitably mark it up. Interesting. All right. Ryan Sean Adams goes on here to say as well, 25% of eligible voters under 35 own crypto. That's 40% of all eligible U.S. voters. 51% say they'll vote for the crypto-friendly candidate. Pro-crypto wins elections. This is why you got that Schumer dude talking his nonsense. Of course, the numbers are in. He's talking that nonsense because the numbers are in, man. The numbers are freaking in. No, that's not what I wanted. I'll go back here. Hive mapper. I'm going to have to go to his thing. July 31st. He had a good thread that I wanted to share with you guys. Here it is right here, Helium. I'll leave that there. Helium is one of the OG DePIN projects. I didn't realize it was an OG in the space. I didn't even know that. It was initially focused on building out decentralized wireless networks, IoT, Wi-Fi, cellular, but has now broadened its scope to build out DePINs in any real-world category, starting with the energy DePIN. Sourceful represents the first blockchain-enabled virtual power plant. Together, we unlock the potential of distributed energy. Okay, never heard of them. Anyway, Helium's physical device footprint over all sub-DAOs. Anyway, there's some stuff here. I'm looking into this as a DePIN play. Maybe I take a DePIN play on Solana. I'm looking into it. Let me know what you guys think. Now let's go to the chat. Then we're going to get to the discussion of the day. Raoul Paul, fair or foul? His message to XRP holders. Ian Rivera says, it's been a minute. I'm great. Great to, yes, it has. It has, bro. Appreciate you checking in. Ian says, absolutely correct. Supply and demand matter. Ian goes on to say it is heading in this direction. They don't address it. Same goes with what's happening with PRO asset. Reaper 76 says, great topic. Thank you, my guy. How are you doing, Reaper? Michael, are you talking about the D-pen play or the SUI play? Both of them are 10 percenters, right? Michael Marquez says that's a way to invest the 10% part of a plan to make gains for more Bitcoin. Yes, sir. Are you talking about SUI and or helium, right? That's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right. For every $100, $10. For every $100, $10. For every $200, $20. You know, J. Corn says if they start mentioning it, comma, they lose control, period. And they're still trying to figure out how to control it. I got you. That's a good point. Fair point. J. Corn. Yes. Fair point. Jody, what's going on? Hydro's in the building. Appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button. That would be super, super awesome. If you didn't do it on the way in, no worries. Just collapse the chat. Go smash a like, and then come back and hang out with the Crypto Siege and family. And by the way, if you happen to be in that 45% or 50% of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel if you've been enjoying those hangouts. We're trying to take that number from about 50% down to about 25%. And you can do your part right now by just hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I have Reaper 76. Reaper 76 says, have you looked into Solana and FTX connections and the price pump to pay FTX holders? To pay the FTX holders, no. But I did look into the Solana and FTX thing. But in the end, right, the numbers are the numbers. Right? So the network adoption, the daily active users, create demand for the asset. Demand for the asset makes the asset increase in value. The numbers are the numbers. Until the numbers change, for me, it doesn't matter. Where if you're thinking of parking Solana for yield? Marinade. There's three good places. There's Jupiter Soul, probably my third best. There's Jito Soul, which is probably has the most staking. I think it's the highest performing liquid staking. And there's Marinade Soul. I like Marinade. Like in Marinade meats and stuff, Marinade. I like Marinade. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this interesting topic. Raoul Paul, Forever Spoli reposted this from Good Morning Crypto. Now look, this is only 58 seconds, so I'm gonna ask these two questions, and I'm gonna pull up the video. Let me pull up the video now. Let's see here. Let's pull up this video. How many of you guys know that Raoul Paul shared something with XRP holders?
All the Democrats are doing.
I'm trying to see if I can get to the right part. Let's see.
We're in the job to make money.
Yep, there we are. We're in the job to make money. All right, I'm gonna go right there. All right. All right, so let's share Fred's post here. Interesting. Forever Spoli, XRP attorney. Not XRP, but he's been an attorney. He's been in the XRP space for a bit doing his thing, right? Forever Spoli, I think he did a little Ethereum lawsuit, right? With the SEC or something as well. Nice guy, sharp guy. Here's what he says. I thoroughly enjoy Raoul, and until shown otherwise, consider him authentic and well-meaning. I respectfully disagree with him on XRP, but that thesis is reasonable and has not been proven wrong. ... Yet. I do agree there exist old coins, cough EOS. whose days are long past. Good morning, crypto. Took one sentence from this talk here, and I get it. You're trying to get some likes and some thumbs ups and some what do they do now? Repost. I get it. This is a quote, but this is only 58 seconds, right? I think that he talks for longer than 58 seconds, so I'm going to go to the video. So let me ask this question. How many of you guys have seen this post or watched the video? I'm going to wait for you guys to chat in here. And if you're enjoying the hangout so far, would you do me a favor and hit the heart or the likes or the smiles or something? That'd be super, super cool if you're enjoying it thus far. If you could hit the likes, the smiles, the hearts, that would be awesome, awesome, awesome. Did I miss anyone checking in? I didn't. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button. That is all off freaking some. So yeah, let me know. Paul Bogo's in the building, said, yep, watched it. Watch it, has a point. Awesome, awesome. So you watched the video, not the 58-second thing, but the video on the channel, Raoul Paul? Because I watched the video, and I think he talks longer than 58 seconds. Maybe not, though, but I think so. Phil Freeze in the building. How are you? Phil Free has a great point. He says, there are not enough crypto holders to overcome the influence of the corporate banks and money managers for the Dems to care. Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate or correct, but a vote is a vote and a number is the numbers. I think overcome the influence of the corporate banks. I got you, right? So that means you're talking dollars, right? You're talking money to influence. You're talking super PACs that we have in the digital asset space having a measure of influence. And that I would agree. We're not at that point. That's why years ago, I called out both Coinbase and Ripple when I saw the numbers for the super PAC. It was like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, what are you doing? That ain't going to work. All right, but Hydro says, seen it, sees, yes, thank you. Anyone else watch that video? Like the video on the channel, not this post on X? Paul Bogle says, yep, I watched the whole video. Awesome. All right, so Ian Rivera, Michael Marchese, have you guys seen the video? Can you let me know in the comments? And also, if you're enjoying the hangout, do me a favor and hit one of these emoji things. That would be super, super awesome. Alex Wright, Dano, have you guys watched this video? Hydro says yes. Paul Bogle answered. I think Reaper 76 did as well. I'd be very curious as to see who watched it. Ian says, I have not watched it yet. Okay, awesome. We'll share it. Thanks for the hearts, guys. We're going to definitely share it. Anyone else? Hank, did you watch that video, Raoul Paul? Gerald Jake says, nope. Michael McCasey, no. Okay. All right. Alex Rice says, not seen it yet. All right, so let's take a look at it together. Okay. Let's take a look at this together. Now, I did my dry time video this morning. I covered this in the video, but somebody Trey, did you retract your message or did someone else do that? Because we're not doing that. Trey had a nice long message there and it got retracted, so I don't know. Hank says not yet. Hydro says I only seen the 58-second video. Again, I think it's longer than 58 seconds. And that's why I'm asking, because I do need people to watch the whole thing. Trey, we only have Paul Bogle. Oh, Jay Korn and Paul Bogle in here. Did they do that? Or did you retract your message? Huh. I don't know. Let me know, Trey. All right, let's take all depends on what your plan is in this space. Play the market as is, or you can play it on what you think the future may hold. Or do both. Or do both. And Trey, great point. And I always say, and usually is better than, and is usually better than or. Buying both Bitcoin and XRP in 2013 would have made you significantly more money than just choosing XRP. It's not my numbers. It's not my stats. It's not my facts. We got an XRP entertaining content creator is butthurt because he made the wrong choice thus far. We got to add that caveat. Thus far. How many of you would give an arm to be able to be in the digital asset space in 2013? How many of you could do with just one arm? If you had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin in 2013 and buy XRP in 2013. Both of them. Anyway, so, all right, so let's go to the video and let's watch it. All right, let's watch it together. It might have been only 58 seconds, but anyway, I doubt it. Right now, it looks like he's reading the question. He's doing an AMA. Drinks with Raoul. Very entertaining and very educational. Highly encourage you to check it out. But anyway, let's take a listen.
Looking forward to more Banana Zone cameos. Question time. Guys, these are long questions to read out. Blah, 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 XRP. We've gone through this before. XRP, it's like from 2 bull markets ago. You might be right. You might love it forever. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. You'll get plenty of notification, you get back in, but don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of past. I begged you and begged you, don't do this. And the communities are huge. And I feel like, and I don't want to get attacked by people online for this, but I just feel like you're being done a disservice by being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be a cult. Cults don't make money except for the leaders. Be a mercenary. Lend out your capital to the opportunities that will offer you the best risk-adjusted return. So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment strategy. Okay? So I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to be rude. Please just understand my heart is coming from a good place. I'm trying to help you all.
Okay, so that's longer than 58 seconds, which was one of my points. It's longer than the 58 seconds in this video here. All right, let's take a listen, see what he says.
By being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be. I know it hurts people when I say this.
Well, maybe he's right.
Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment. XRP.
So that feels like that was cut off in there. In other words, doesn't feel like the whole thing. But anyway, maybe it was.
Please just understand my heart is coming from a good place. I'm trying to help you all.
Yeah, so it was cut off. It was cut off. So you want to listen to that whole thing, and we're going to get to it, and we'll get back to it again. Paul Bogle says, he is not wrong. We need to find low cap gems like, yep, you guessed it, Constellation. Paul Bogle. Michael Mulcahy says, oh, crap, be a mercenary. XRP content, entertaining content producers do not talk like that. No, you're right. XRP content producers do not talk like that. You're right. What say you about that? I'm going to play it again, but I just want to hear what you guys think about that. And I'll tell you my thoughts. So I needed to know if you guys watched it and if it was longer than 58 seconds, which it was, because it's important to get the whole context, right? You know, my heart is in this thing. I want you guys to win. You know, I may be wrong. I hope you're right. He's saying all of it. He's not just saying the part about being in a cult. He's not just saying the part about it's the narrative is from 2 bull runs ago. He's not just saying those things. He rounded it up. He came full circle, in my opinion. So that's why I wanted to ask if you guys watched the video on the channel, not that X thing. Because people on X are losing it right now over that little, what was it, 90 seconds, not 58, maybe 70 seconds, 65 seconds. I don't know, somewhere around it. Reaper 76 says Ripple has 1,800 NDAs with institutions and nobody will discuss an XRP ETF. I think they're hiding institutional adoption. That's what I'm reading. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Ian Rivera says, but XRP has only legal clarity. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that for sure. Interesting perspective, right? Yeah, interesting perspective. I think Raoul Pal has been a great value add to the digital asset space as a whole. And well, I'm going to play the video again, and I'm going to tell you my perspective. What the connection Ripple is making in offices they're opening around the world is enough evidence to through 30K to throw 30K at it. Is that what you're saying? Well, I did that already. Well, it's 20, probably, yeah, 26, 25, 26. Did that. I'm not doing it again. But Reaper 76 says, or whatever you want to lose. Gerald Jake's in the building. What's going on, bro? It's like swamped people. They're trying to shake us out of a grand opportunity. I could be wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Trey says he has a point, but it applies to all digital assets since they all are in cults. The thing is, this space is still young, unregulated, and illiquid to say what it's not going to do what in the future. Great point. Gerald says, I'm going to take a little profit. Feel free. Feel free. How are you, my friend? How are you? These are good points. Feel free says, fabulous show. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Right. And I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play this again. And then I'm gonna share my thoughts. It's like 70 seconds, I guess, right? Something like that. All right, let's go back.
Looking forward to more Banana Zone cameos. Question time. Guys, these are long questions to read out. Blah, 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 XRP. We've gone through this before. XRP, it's like from 2 bull markets ago. You might be right. You might love it forever. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. Please move to wherever the strong momentum is. Little context. Raoul Paul's journey into crypto 2013, Bitcoin, did this little something, did a little 10x. And he thought, man,
I'm an awesome trader. Got out, exited, stables, whatever, out. And then in the coming weeks, it did another 10x. And he was mad at himself, beat himself up. He says, he went back to the charts. He said, I'm not going to do that again. He said, what's the thing that's outperforming Bitcoin right now, according to the charts? Well, it turns out, according to his charts, it was Ethereum. So he took that stuff and he put it all into Ethereum this time. He said it was bigger than the Bitcoin thing. He said it was massively bigger than the Bitcoin thing. Then he said, that's cool and that's awesome. What's the chart showing that's outperforming Ethereum for the next go around? And he said that chart looked like Solana. So its average, cost basis, whatever, about $17, somewhere in there. So, purchasing it below 10, 7, so average, it's $17. Solana. 90 something percent of his stuff is in Solana. Then he has like 3 meme coins, Pepe, I think Doge, Bonk, but heavily weighted Solana. Now, I would say that he's been right so far 3 times. I don't know if he's going to get. I don't know if he's winning with his Doge purchase. I don't know when he got it. I think he has Doge and Bonk and another meme coin. But the other 10% is allocated with those 3 meme coins and digital art NFTs. He's really into the big digital art NFTs. When I hear his story, he said it multiple times, he shared it. Those feel like wins to me. The Bitcoin was a 10x. But you know what, Trey? You know what's real talk? Most people in crypto, most retail people would say 10x that's not a win. That's a 10x in crypto. Most people would say that. Now he said the Ethereum one was significantly better. He said it was a ka-ching for him. Got that one right. I don't know. Is he right with Solana? The 200 and something dollars. Where is he coming up with his stuff? His thought process. Is it just a chart? What else has he got going on? Do you know what else he has going on? How he comes to his conclusions, the things that he talks about that made him go in this direction and that direction, make those 3 choices. Do you know? He said, please go to wherever the momentum is. Is that new momentum? Is that established momentum? Anybody feel like Bitcoin and Ethereum don't have established momentum? Who are your buddies asking about that aren't in crypto? Are they asking about Sui? Or are they asking about Bitcoin? He has this little thing, it's 90%. He tells his community, I'm a trader, I've been doing this professionally, I can use the charts and pick A1. The rest of you should do the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana thing with 90%. And then take the 10% and do other things. He shared that. I'm a professional trader. I've been doing it for decades. I've run hedge funds. I can pick one. I'll be good with it. The win or the L. But most people should be in the 90%. 90% of their stuff should be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. His buddies say Bitcoin and Ethereum. He's got a couple of buddies that say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. He has a couple of buddies that say Bitcoin and Ethereum. He's got one bud, like one of his best buds. No. It's Bitcoin and then 10% and Ethereum and Solana. Right? I beg of you, go to where the momentum is, he says.
You'll get plenty of notification, you get back in, but don't miss the bull market. because you're in a narrative of past. I begged you and begged you, don't do this.
Because don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of the past. What say you about that one? A narrative of the past. I'm gonna remember that one, a narrative of the past, because this is where I think he's wrong. But I know why he's wrong on that point.
And the communities are huge. I feel like, and I don't want to get attacked by people online for this, but I just feel like you're being done a disservice by being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be a cult. Cults don't make money except for the leaders. Be a mercenary. Lend out your capital to the opportunities that will offer you the best risk-adjusted return.
Lend out your capital to what will offer you the best risk-adjusted return.
So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment strategy. Okay? So I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to be rude. Please just understand my heart is coming from a good place. I'm trying to help you all.
So there it is. So I'm going to share my thoughts on that. But I wanted you guys to listen to it again in case you didn't catch it all. I highly encourage you to check out the video. Michael McCasey says, I'm not selling my XRP tomorrow, but I see what he's saying. Don't be emotionally attached. Make the money. I'm going to give you an example of that. That's a great point, Michael. Let me give you a great example of emotionally attached. I know this guy. He's a nice guy. He says, he's a lying dirtbag, Fred. There is nothing to respect. He's like an unethical ETH and is aware of ETHgate. Just because he has an English accent changes nothing. Total dirtbag. Michael McCasey says, Bitcoin. People ask me about Bitcoin. I would imagine that to be established momentum. He says, I encourage you to make the momentum play. Hank says XRP is good to go. Just give it time. Give it the time it needs. Feel free. There it is right there. It's another great point. First, I heard the statement, but it matters only to the undiversified. Right? So that's a good point. I would say it depends on where you diversify, right? Because the stats and statistics and the numbers are in. What's going on, Philip Swan? How are you, bro? So here's what I'll say. Look, for me, obviously, he is trying to help. And I believe that sincerely, that he is trying to help. And I understand what he's saying completely because I've listened to his videos over and over and over again. He's one of the people that I decided to gain perspective from, learn from, figure out why he's saying what it is that he's saying. Why is he saying 90%? Why is he saying 90% of retail investors' portfolio should be in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? Why is he saying that? And then take the 10% and do the other. Where is that coming from? Why does he offer that as the strategy for most people? And yet he says he's 80 to 90%. He's 90% plus in Solana only. And he got about 10% in some NFT things and a couple of meme coins. Why is he telling the masses, Michael Marchese? Why is he telling the masses, the average retail investor, to be 90% in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, or a combination thereof? Why is he telling the masses that? Because he understands markets. Dan Tapiero and Anthony Scaramucci all said the same thing. This is that other dude that, whatever, the ETH guy, I forget his name right now, Galaxy Digital dude, whatever his name is. It's the greatest trade in the history of finance. This is the greatest trade in the history of finance. He also says that this thing is outperforming the NASDAQ and the S&P and gold by 97% or more. No, he doesn't own any Bitcoin or Ethereum, Paul Bogo. So the statistical numbers are that the digital asset space is outperforming the NASDAQ and the S&P and gold by 97% or more. It's like 97 to 99%. They all call it's the greatest trade in the history of finance. And there's a reason why he's saying, don't F this up. Like, it's a reason why he's saying that. Most of us who are in the XRP space, well, I won't say most of us, a lot of us in the XRP space realize that Ripple has shifted their focus from off the chain to on the chain, have shifted their focus to institutional DeFi and tokenization. I understand that just like I am not in the know on the SUI ecosystem, he's not in the know on the XRP ecosystem. But I also understand that if there's a new narrative, like Jungle Inc. would suggest, Crypto Eddie would suggest, Mickey B. Fresh would suggest, that there's a new momentum, and Ripple has pivoted in the last 18, maybe 24 months. They pivoted. They've decided to go on chain. They're taking these products that they had off chain. They're bringing them on chain. They're getting into tokenization. They're launching a stable coin. They just recently came out with a genius AMM, right? They're coming out with a lending protocol thing. Question: which of those things that I just mentioned to you has momentum? The things that Ripple is looking to do, which one of those things have momentum in the digital asset space? Can you tell me about the momentum of stable coins on the XRPL? Can you tell me about the momentum of tokenization on the XRPL? Can you tell me of the momentum and speak to the momentum that the AMM has in the digital asset space? Momentum, attraction, attention from the digital asset space. I agree with you, Keyless. Totally unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Small business doctors, what's up, bro? Can anyone suggest that those things have momentum in the digital asset space? Does the TVL speak to momentum? Does the daily active user speak to momentum? Remember, in terms of daily active users, the XRPL was number last. Solana was like 3 or 4. It was number last. Again, he said, I encourage you to take advantage of where the momentum is. I suggest to you that Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana have established momentum. It's not personal. It's not personal. It's not technology. It's what the market is. The market has a formula, if you will. Kind of has a formula. Garner attention. Garner attention. Create network adoption. Then create established momentum in network adoption, and that your daily active user count goes up, thus creating demand for the native asset of said blockchain. This is what Bitcoin did. This is what Ethereum did. This is what Solana has done. And those things are according to numbers, not my personal opinion about how I feel about Vitalik Buterin. Or what's the other dude? This dude who sold his soul, Joseph Lubin. I'm just stating the numbers. Reaper 76 says March 2025, 7.5 million Solana will be unlocked from FTX holdings. Yep, that's a lot. And what that's going to mean is maybe there'll be a better chance to get more Solana. Because right now, most of the people are saying that the end of the cycle is going to be somewhere between June and December of 2025. Plenty of time to deal with token unlocks. What's going on, Jungle? So my point is, I see what he's saying, and I know what he's trying to say, and he has absolutely great points. They're all great points. But I know there's things that he knows about, he doesn't know about XRP and the XRPL that I know. But I also know that he's right. That the XRPL does not have momentum. It doesn't have traction in the digital asset space. In comparison, especially in comparison. But it doesn't have it. Not because I say it. It's because the numbers say it. People could be on and using Moy Finance, but they're not. People could be on and using DexFi.pro or Orchestra Finance, but they're not. Which means there isn't a demand for the asset. Now, when new people come into the space, if we get the dynamics to come together, if we get it, we don't know if we're going to get it yet. We don't know about rate cuts. We don't know about the global liquidity. We don't know if the Bank of Japan and the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve, if they got their plan right, if they align, because they got a plan. If they got the plan right, we don't know. Because remember, to have this alt season, market forces have to align. Remember what not only Raoul Paul says that, but who is blockchain backer says it all the time. He's charted it out in his couple, the S&P 500. What's the other 2000? Russell 2000. These little forces have to align. And obviously, the things that central banks do and the government do make the markets align. So we got to get that. And if we get that, why wouldn't it be different than 2020, 21? With what 8 to 10 times more access to the asset, if not more than that. Why wouldn't it be different than 2021? The question is, how different? The question is going to be how different. Now, I don't know. What I find alarming about XRP holders, like the guy who made that comment, is it's always emotional. It's always emotional because everyone wants to be right about their thing, right? Instead of smart about their thing. Like for me, it didn't matter whether Raoul Paul is right or not. What matters to me is, am I being smart about my decisions? And can I take in this information from Raoul Paul and say, that makes sense. But he doesn't know we're going there, but that does make sense. You know what? I'm going to make my own decision. Why do I have to get angry, upset with Raoul Paul? Right? In my drive time video this morning, Jungle, I said, how many of you are willing to go on the journey of being a sophisticated investor? Instead of hanging out down here, being an emotional retail investor. That's what I've been encouraging lately, to go on this journey of being a sophisticated investor. And I suggest to you that can happen within the XRP bubble. You can't become a sophisticated investor hanging around in the XRP bubble. So I watched the video. I'm like, interesting. I wonder why he said that. I wonder why okay. Because I on other videos, guess what he said? XRP, it's being used. Banks are using it. On other videos, he said that. He said people are using it. He wasn't overexcited about it. He wasn't downplaying. He said, but my point is, can you take in that information without being offended and gain some perspective on what it is that you hold? What conclusion did you come up with? I came with my conclusion. Yeah, I'm not, awesome. I'm not selling my XRP. I'm not buying anymore. But I said that before Raoul Paul said that. But my point is, were you open enough to taking in some information from a hugely successful trader and establishing your own decision? Or were you just emotional about it? What kind of dude is Raoul Paul? From what you can gather, this seems to be a good dude, bad dude. Does he seem like he's here to help? Does he feel like he knows what he's talking about when he talks about global macroeconomics? Why are people like Anthony Scaramucci and Dan Tapiero investing in his newsletter? Because he's a shill? They're investing in his newsletter, the GMI, the Global Macro Investor, because he's a shill? Why are all the hedge fund people subscribe to his newsletter, paying, I don't know, God only knows how much? Probably tens of thousands, if not, I don't know. Why? You ever thought about that? What's your assessment? My assessment of the dude, because I was willing to take a look, pop my head outside of the XRP bubble and take a look around. Who is this dude? My assessment of this dude is he's a guy who understands that the system is rigged against 99% of the masses. And that 90% of the 1% are not willing to share. So he decided he would do something about that. Same thing Gary Cardone said a couple months ago. That's my assessment of the guy. What's your assessment of him? We talk about the principle of the sermon all the time in our house. Can't you take some information in? Can't you take some painful information in and apply that principle? Wonder why that person said that. Why is this person thinking that way? Why would he say something like that? He said in the video not too long ago, Raoul did, that the biggest challenge is the system is rigged against the vast majority of us. No one's willing to teach the masses on how to make their own financial decisions. Well, guess who was teaching and preaching that about 20, 25 years or longer ago? Way before Raoul Pal. Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki. Guess what Robert Kiyosaki is saying today about the digital asset space? He said so on a video not too long ago. Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and silver. Now he posts mainly Bitcoin, gold, and silver. But in the video, he said, I've been dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and silver. Dude is not a crypto bro. Kind of successful out there in the real world. Why would he say something like that? I wonder if anyone has taken the time to just listen to what he has to say and why would he say such a thing. Jung Link says, we want to be investors, not lucky gamblers. Hey, Jungle, Gary Cardone just did a video and said that the vast majority of Bitcoin holders were lucky and don't know what they hold. He said that on a Bitcoin interview TV show thing. And he keeps picking on, quote unquote, he's not really picking on, but he keeps picking on Roger Ver. He said, he likes to say dude. He likes to say dude. Dude didn't know what he had. Dude didn't understand what he had. That's what he said. He said, if Roger Ver understood what he had, there's no way he'd be getting pulled in by someone. Those people were just waiting for their shot to just snatch him up because of his other views, Roger Vere's other views. The tax thing is just an excuse to pull him in for other stuff, to make him feel, in my opinion, as uncomfortable as he has been making them. That's kind of how I see it. But yeah, he said that. He said the Bitcoin people, he said most of the Bitcoin holders just got lucky. He said they're asking the wrong question. He said most of the Bitcoin bros are asking, how long you been in Bitcoin? When did you buy your first Bitcoin? He said that's the wrong question. Is the question you should be asking, what's your cost base? What's your average price entry? And so he said, I started asking the question. And he said they were all saying, oh, hundreds, 200, 300, hundreds. He said, nah, you don't know what you hold. You don't know what you hold, and you probably stop buying. Now, why would a dude say something like that? I don't know. And by the way, he's having these conversations with Donald Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy, one-on-one. Why is he having those conversations? Why is he making statements like that? I listen to the guy. He is not a fan of altcoins. But I listen to him every single day. I want to know where he's coming from. I just want to know where he's coming from. There's something about fruit on a tree that has weight to it. There's something about having gone through the fight of being business owner and made it out alive and have established some wealth behind you. There's some weight to that. Doesn't mean he's a good basketball player. Doesn't mean he's a good friend. He might not be a good friend. Doesn't mean he's a good husband or a good brother. I don't know. My understanding is he's a really good brother, but I don't know. But just there's some weight and some value to that. Why that dude with a 9-figure exit, multiple 9-figure exit, why did that dude take that dirty, nasty fiat and come into the digital asset space and choose the oldest and arguably slowest, technology? Why is Robert Kiyosaki, major real estate guy, major oil guy, major, coming to the space, having already established wealth, and choose Bitcoin, the oldest and the slowest? Like, I feel like you got to ponder that, just consider that. But why? Is it something about establishing wealth and not wanting to lose that wealth, but recognizing that this is the greatest trade in the history of finance? Is there something to risk averse and being risk averse? I am checking out this guy now, Jungle. His name is Guy. I thought he said Spear, but it's spelled Spier. And he's recommending to read this book, and it's called Ergodicity. Ergodicity. You can Google, guys. I believe he is hugely successful trader. Ergodicity. I thought oh yeah. I thought I saved that somewhere. But he's talking about the statistics around trading and the difference in how you trade and the risk that you take. It's fascinating. And he recommended a book, but I feel like this guy was Latino or European. Let me see if I can find it. Guy, Guispier. And it's bumming me out. Because I thought I saved the book. Let's see if I put yeah, I think I put the book on my to get list. Let's see. And I'm listening to this guy. And boy, was he making a lot of sense. History of the Federal Reserve. Oh man, it is not on here. That's gonna bum me out. Have you guys heard of this guy? But he was talking about that the risk thing. And it was fascinating to hear, but it was ergodicity. Who was, let me find out who the original author of that book, Ergodicity. Author of, was it Ergo or Erdo? I think it was Ergo, Dicit. I think that's it. Hope I'm spelling that right. Yeah, Luca Delena. I don't know. Let me copy this. But he was sharing the difference between risk and taking risk the correct way in trading. And I said, man, that's the author. I said, I got to check this guy out. Seems like a smart guy, trader, hugely successful. And he talked about, he used an analogy of going down the slopes and skiing. And you know, the one race, the one race that you go down like it's just you're just going straight down in a little turns, right? You just the goal is to get down that. I don't know if it's a slalom or giant slalom. And he talked about that in an example. I think Luca uses that example in the book. And apparently in that race, there is a series of races for you to score to be the best in that race, in that series. So let's say there's 10 of them. Let's say there's 10 races. The example is he used is he said that something that the immature or less experienced racers were trying to get down that hill, that slalom, the fastest on every single race. But that the experienced racers were doing it differently because the chances of getting hurt were greater by trying to get down that hill the fastest. And if you got hurt, you weren't able to complete all 10 of the races. It was interesting. And he was using that as an example of investing. It's something about not taking the loss, not taking the fall, so that you're able to continue to the 10th race. It's interesting. And I think that's what Raoul Pal is trying to tell retail investors is the more you go down the risk curve, the higher the chances of you, we say getting wrecked and not being able to be around or have enough for the next cycle. So I would say to all the people who got a little emotional about that video, in reference to XRP, how are things looking for you? Not when regulations come or when NDAs get unlocked. Because those are stories. I mean, are you willing to take a look at your numbers and be honest with yourself about where you are? With that investment. And just be honest with yourself. I've said over and over and over again, I'm not selling my XRP. I'm not selling it. But I also said that I'm not chasing the game. The game is going to have to come to me. In other words, the XRPL is going to have to go out and create network adoption. Ripple X has something to do with that. I have something to do with that. It's going to have to create network adoption. It's going to have to create daily active users. It's going to have to create network adoption. I'm hoping that it's going to become an asset that I'm going to be able to accumulate and hold in the future. But I don't know that that's the case. The numbers haven't proven that. I don't know if it's the case. Because there's Anadol's Finance. Are you on it or no? Are other people on it? There's DexFi.pro. Are you on it or no? Are other people on it? There is Orchestra Finance. Or are you on that or no? And are others on it? Are you on Moy Finance or no? And are others on it? Because the formula is the formula. Like you can't argue the formula. Everyone wants to say supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. Okay, the digital asset space has a formula now. Is your blockchain winning on that or not? How's your XRP doing? How's your portfolio doing? Now, I mentioned that we were fortunate enough and we were blessed enough that we have like 5 or 6 on that Banter bubble thing, right? 100% or more versus Bitcoin. Right. So we have the Solana, right? The marinade and the regular. We have the Jasmine, right? We have the Undo, right? But how are you doing? Ultimately, are you willing to take an honest look at your situation with XRP and know what you're doing? Know where you are. Know where you are. We do into the cryptoverse and the dollar cost average all the time. We do it. In the end, we got about 13 months, 14 months, something like that. We'll see. But no one can say, yeah, you don't need network adoption. What a lot of people are saying, yeah, you don't need network adoption. When that institution comes and they put 100 million on there, Solana has 3 to 5, 2 to 4 projects with 100 million or more in TVL. But guess what comes with that TVL from those projects? A bunch of users. What's going to come with an institution on the XRPL? Is it going to come with a bunch of users or no? Because the formula is the formula. It's been laid out. This is the formula. Not my formula. It's the market's formula. And yeah, it'd be awesome if you have a nice DAO or some nice governance that knows how to create and garner attention to create network adoption of the blockchain, which will promote daily active users, which creates demand for the asset. Is it alarming to anyone? It feels like, maybe I'm wrong, home-based business, small business doctors, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like there's more TVL on Flare right now than it is on the XRPL. I don't know what the daily active users would be. And I get it. They're on the Flare Networks right now is on the campaign trail. They're trying to garner attention for the network, for the chain. So when they post 32,000 users for this thing, you got people losing their mind saying idiotic things like, well, it's really only 15 to 20,000. When I see something like that, I realize they don't understand the formula. Personal experience. I got turned on to Solana, became an active, engaged community member because of a garnering attention strategy called airdrop farming. It's what they call it. They call it airdrop farming. That's how I got drawn into the Solana ecosystem. Airdrop farming. Solana to marinate Solana, marinate Solana to margin fi to Camino Finance to Drift Protocol. Soul Flare wallets and Phantom wallets. Now, what if I had a crappy user experience? Would I still be around? If I'm trying to provide liquidity on margin fi, be a lender and a borrower over there, and it ain't working, it's spinning, I'm clicking and nothing happening, would I be talking about margin fi? If Camino Finance didn't have these awesome features, would I be over there? What if the Jupiter Exchange kept messing up or breaking and transactions not going through? Do you understand? You got to garner attention and create network adoption. Sustain network adoption. You got to create it. It's, in my opinion, it's not going to happen on the XRPL because of some institution. Well, it's going to be interesting to see, Tim P. It's going to be interesting to see what Zonic is going to bring to the XRPL, what Open Eden is going to bring to the XRPL. Because right now, what I'm thinking is they're bringing customers that'll do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. But are those active users? Michael Marquesa says, Siege, you had a crap experience on Celsius and you're still around. A lot of people left and are done with crypto, 1,000%. And my point to the whole Solana thing was, in reference to the Flare Networks comment that people are saying, well, it's really only 15,000. Look, bro, some of those people are going to stay. You understand? Some of them are 32,000 or 15,000 or 20,000. Some of them are going to stay. And they came from other ecosystems. I came from a different ecosystem into Solana. You understand? That's why I keep saying Ripple X, they better get it right. They better get this liquidity incentive event correct. They better get it right. They seem like they have a favorite in Orchestra Finance. They better get that relationship right. They better get the relationship right. In fact, with DexFi.pro and Anados and Moy, they better get it right. Get that relationship right. That's all I'm saying. It's a strategy. The formula is out there. So, fair or foul? Raoul Paul's message to the XRP holders, I think, is more than fair. It's more than fair. He didn't tell anyone to sell XRP. He suggested that we're mercenaries and lend capital to assets that give you a awesome risk adjusted reward. You can go to intothecryptoverse.com, sign up for free, mouse over tools, go to DCA strategy, pick $100 or $200, pick monthly, pick your time frame, 2017, 2018, 2020, 2022, 2020, whatever, pick it. Put Bitcoin, put your assets in there, pick Ethereum, put Solana, put XRP, see what it looks like. It's versus Bitcoin on a dollar cost average strategy. See what it looks like. I would, I've been looking into Maker. I'm not suggesting you do, but I've been looking into Maker. Tim P, you're right. Bill Free says buy and hold is not the best strategy when AMMs, DeFi lending, and staking are out there, regardless of the token. Yeah. Well, in the end, right? BTC holders are looking for something to do with their Bitcoin. But ultimately, it's about portfolio management. It's about that example that I gave with going down the slopes. Do you have to have 100% of your assets in the DeFi platform? I love DeFi. I'm all over in DeFi. I love Turbos right now. I love Orca. I love VFAT right now. Awesome platforms. I don't have 100% of my assets over there. I like base chains. That's awesome. VFAT doing the thing. I don't have 100% of my stuff there. Again, it's about highly recommend you guys read that book. Ergodicity. Luca Delana. And that guy, Spirit Guy, has a YouTube channel. Highly recommend you check it out. Probably be valuable to you. All right, fam. So there it is. I appreciate you guys hanging out. For sure. It's been a really cool hang. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't do so on the way in. We love to have just as many viewers or just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. I think it's a fair thing from Raoul Paul. I would encourage you guys again to pop your head outside the XRP bubble and take a look around. Gain some different perspectives. I did it. Started with Pomp and Mark Yesko. It ventured out to What Bitcoin Did podcast and some other podcasts. And then I began to look at people who came into this, who had established wealth prior to coming into this space and began checking out what they're saying. Like Dan Tapiano, Anthony Scaramucci, Raoul Paul, Gary Cardone, Fred Krueger, Robert Kiyosaki. So there it is, fam. I hope it's been valuable to you. I really, really do. I appreciate you guys hanging out for sure. And again, if you're hanging out, listen to the Crypto Seeds and you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We got about 50% of people doing that who haven't subscribed yet. But if you have been enjoying the hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get that number down to about 25% or so. That would be super, super cool. Listen, I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.